dash else. Okay, let's try some condition, right? Suppose you want to check whether a given number is even or odd, right? Even or odd, right? That is what you want to do it. So in Python we have in Python we have if, right? If means you will give such too many sessions. Okay, let me cancel these sessions. Now let me see. Dictionary I'm closing, list I'm closing, set I'm closing. Terminate other sessions. Okay, if you need to define your condition, right? So even means when you divide any number, for example 4, if you divide 4, the remainder should be 0, right? So we have one operator. It will take a minute, just a second. Okay, now it will execute. Now it is giving you how many, if you multiply 2 by 2 you will get the 4, but it is not remainder. If you want remainder, then you have to use modulo operator. It will give you the remainder. So for even number, remainder is 0. For odd number, remainder is 1 when you divide it by 2, right? So if input number, for example a number modulo 2 equals 0, then it is even. So you can see if, and here we are writing a condition, and then we are putting a colon. Then you hit the enter and you can print your message, even number, right? Okay, similarly you can also add else part, else colon. If it is not even, then it will be odd number, right? So now number you can take input from user. We have already seen this. Num equals to input from enter a number. Now there is a problem that this number is in string. We need to convert this into int. Right, now if I will run this, suppose I am giving number 25, then it is an odd number, right? So if this condition is true, then it will execute this. Otherwise it will execute this. If else. You can also write this into a single line also, right? Let me show you how. Okay, even, okay, equals to true if num percent 2, sorry, modulo 2 equals 0, else false. So it is returning true. Even will be true if this condition is true, otherwise it is false. Let me run this. Now even is false because you can see the number is 25, right? So even is false because when you are trying to divide this number by 2, then remainder is 1. If remainder is 1 is equals 0, this condition will become false. Here suppose I am using number 25 modulo 2. This will give you one remainder 1 equals 0, condition false, then it will return this part. It will not give the true. So you can also write your if else into single line. This is not known as single line if else. The same if else we have seen when we were doing list comprehension, right? Okay, so list comprehension, if you remember, yesterday or day before yesterday we were seeing this, right? That for I, if a in I, and then I tried this, right? If else part. So if it is true, otherwise it will do other operation, right? For example, if you want to check a number input, right? I'm copying this, right, just to save time because we have only 2 minutes left, right? So I want to check, I want to take 2 input, right? Input 1 and input 2, okay? And I want to check whether these two number are equal, greater than or less than. So if, right, if num1 is greater than num2, then print num1 is greater, right? Now I am adding one more condition. Now I will write Elif, not else, Elif, because there is one more condition. These both number can be equal, right? Num2, this is my second condition. Then I will write print equal number, right? Now I will write else, because one condition will be greater than, one condition will be equal. Now the remaining one will be your less than, right? So number 2 is greater, right, in this case. So let me copy paste here. Number 2 is greater, right? So let's run this. Suppose your input is 25 and 35. Number 2 is greater, right? Let me run this again. 15, sorry, 15 or 5, I missed it. Let me run it again. Now I will get the same number, 15, second number is also 15, equal number. So if else for only one condition, or this is a mutual condition, either this will be true or this will be true. When you have more than one condition, then you can try if elif. You can add multiple elif here. You can add here multiple elifs. I will show you tomorrow with examples. You can add here multiple elif, right? And using multiple elif, you can create your switch case. Python does not have switch case, right? It has a even, return even, if num percent means your modulo operator equals 0, else odd, right? So what I can do is I can write this into a print statement. See here, I will use the f string here, right? Instead of double quote, I am using single quote, right? I'm using single quote. I will put this into curly braces, right? And then I will put a string here. I will hold this into a string and I will pass as f string. Now the given number is whatever the output is, right? Odd, because we have given input number is 47. Now if you write this here, right, now if I run this, it will ask for input number. Suppose number is 96, then you can see the given number is even, right? So you can also write this part into a single line like this, and I am putting this whole condition into print statement. If you want, you can also assign this to a variable. Instead of writing this, you can also assign like this, right? You can also assign like this, right? Let me copy this. Yesterday we tried in this manner. You can also try like this. It will return you the even, right? So this is another way to use if else into a single line, right? It will simplify our process. You can write a statement into single line. Do this practice, because this writing will help you in Spark when you write code in Spark, right? Ultimately, if you are learning Python, either you will become a Django developer, or you will become a data engineer, or you will become a data scientist, or maybe data analyst. So if you know these syntaxes, it will help you a lot. Right? Okay, let's see another example. Okay, let me copy paste this. Why? Because I have one exercise, right, which is calculating even or odd, right? So this should be here, right? Okay, just try this number. Write a program that takes two number as an argument and returns the largest of them, right? So similarly, the yesterday we have written this code, but if you want, it's number as argument, right? Argument, or in your case you can write it as input, right? Okay, let's try this. Suppose I have taken a number x input, okay, enter a number just like we did yesterday, right? Nothing special we are doing here. Input. Let me know what mistake I am doing here. Can anyone tell me what mistake I am doing? Right. So I'm taking integer. You can also take float, right? And if x is greater than y, then print right. Elif. Suppose in Elif I am taking condition x is less than y, then print. Okay, sorry, it is not. It is a small letter. X is less. I am not a robot. Okay, y, right? Then y is greater than x, right? Okay, this is if else, or if you want you can also write else. In else you can write print both are equal, x and y both are equal, right? Let's run this. Okay, 23 and 12, x is greater than y, right? So this is how you can do if else with multiple condition. You can add more elif if possible, if required, right? Let me explain you another example. Okay, suppose you want to check whether I input angles of a triangle and check whether the triangle is valid or not. So input angle, okay, so we need to take input, right? So suppose angle A, angle B, angle C, right? So in all case you will take input, right? Or if you don't want to take input, just do simple thing, angles, right? I'm creating a list here. Suppose angle is 45 and 75, 45 and 135, no, 45 and 100 and 35. Okay, these are three angles. Now if sum of this, right, sum of this is, there is a function sum, right? Sum of angles is equals to 180, then print triangle is valid, right? Else triangle is invalid. Alright. Right now it's some angles. Okay. Okay, it is valid because its sum is equivalent to. So you can also do like this also. There's no always, there's no uh, constraint or necessary you should take input from user. It depends, right? Okay, so this is how you can also try. Now we have seen equal to condition, less than, greater than condition. Now let me show you another type of condition, right? If you see here, write a program to input any alphabet and check whether it is a vowel or consonant, right? So suppose we are taking input from user, right? So input, enter a character, right? Enter a character, and this character is suppose is coming into this char variable, right? Now I need to check if this character in operator I will use. A simple trick is A, E, I, O, U. This is a small letter, right? So what you can do is you can convert this character into lowercase and check this whether this is in A, I, O, U. If it is in this, then print vowel. What? Anyone is saying something? Else print consonant, right? Let's input any alphabet. Suppose I am entering a W. It's a consonant. Okay, let me run it again. E. Now let me give capital E, vowel, right? Or you can also do in that way also, right? Let me show you another way. Another way is, instead of doing this lowercase, what you can do is here you can write here or, right? Same condition you can take here. Instead of these you can write A, E, I, O, U. You can also do like this. This is one condition, this is your second condition, and you can put or here, right? This you can also try. So it depends how you are thinking, how you want to approach this. Similarly, if you want, you can also change this. Let me say give you another way. Another way is, instead of doing it lower, just do it upper, and instead of writing A, E, I, O, U in small, just like A, E, I, O, U in capital letters, right? Then you can check. Also you can do one more thing. You can, instead of doing this, you can also write like this into a list, right? Into a list, what you can do is A, comma, E, comma, I, comma, O, comma, U, right? You can also do this like, okay? And if you run this, vowel, because we have given E capital, right? So you can try any of the way that you want. Why I'm showing this, you should know this in operator also will work with this. I also want to show you, you can also use or. That is what I want to show you. All right, let me know if you have any question in these 4 types of codes. Anyone? We will do more exercises, don't worry, I have. Okay, is there any question in this condition or in? No? Let me move ahead.
Sir, I have a question.
Sure.
Sir, in the triangle program, can we take all the angles input in one variable? Is it possible?
Yes, right. Okay, let's try this, right? Very good question. Let me just copy this. Okay, angles, I'm removing this. Input, right? Input, enter 3 angles, separated by, okay, separated by comma, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, now if we take input from user, okay, user will give input like 45, 45 and 90. Right, now, okay, now what we will do is we will take these angles dot split. Okay, instead of doing here, let me do here dot split based on comma, right? Then I will get a list. Okay, but this list again into just let me print this angles, this list into, okay, let me first give it 45 comma 45 comma 90, right? Okay, sorry, split dot, let me run this again, 45 comma 45 comma 90, right? Okay, now these items are into string, right? So what I can need to do is that first I need to convert these into numbers. So instead of doing sum, okay, let's do one thing, good, sum underscore angles, right, equals to sum. Now I will run list comprehension for I in angles. Alright, now what I need to do is nothing, just int I, right? Okay, now it will give some of this, some angles. Now I don't need to do here sum, right? No, it won't give, yeah, it will give sum because I'm using sum operator. Now try this, 45 comma 45 comma 90, right? A triangle is valid. Right, this is how you can also try.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay, let's try something else now. Tell me this logic, how you will identify a given year is a leap year. For example, I have given you a year 2024. Now is it a leap year?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. How you are identifying this? What is your logic?
Dividing by 4.
Great. Now tell me, is 2000 is a leap year?
Divided by 100 and 400.
Yes, sir. The correct logic will be divided by 400.
Okay, so you are saying it is leap year because it is divisible by 400, right? Right? Sorry, divisible by 400. Okay, now tell me, is this a leap year? 9? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No,
sir.
It's not a
No.
leap year.
it's not the leap year. Why? Because it is not divisible by 400, right? So we need to write this logic first, right? So suppose we are taking an input from user again, right? And don't take input, just assume, right? Year is equals to 2024, right? I'm trying with this. Now if your year is, when I will divide it by 4, it should be equal 0, right? Another condition is your year should be divisible by 400 equal 0, right?
Can we use AND operator here?
Yeah, I'm using, just wait. Year which is not divisible by 400, it means which is not divisible by 400, just like and not equals to 0, right? So let me know if I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe I'm doing some mistake, but just let's try this, right? Leap year, right? It's a leap year, right? It is working for this one. Let me try for 2000. It is also working for this. It should not do this. Okay, 400. It is not divisible by 400. But every century is not leap year. But every century is not a leap year. Should I use here end?
It's not divisible by 400.
It's not divisible by 400. Why?
No, we have to write or and.
Okay, let me do this. Okay, and what else? Here or? Right? Right, now it is right. Else print not a leap year. Not a leap year. Right? So you can try with input. So that is what you do in also Git code, right? You have to try with certain inputs. 2100. It's not a leap year. What about 1600? It's a leap year. What about 2016? It is a leap year. Good. Okay, so you need to think your logic, right? Now, okay, yeah. Is there any question in this? Every century is not 4 year. Every century is not a leap year. Every 4th century is a leap year, right? Correct. 400, or you can say, right?